January 5th. A very important day. Today is Yuri's birthday. January 5th. Okay. And I have something very special planned for today. I checked the time. 6 a.m. I woke up extra early to prepare. Today shall be perfect. Today shall be perfect. And this early morning sun says agrees. First things first, I have to make sure the gift is ready. I pull up my phone and dial a number. Hello? Yo, Kenji, can you do me a favor? Kenji is an old friend of mine from school. What do you want? I begin to tell Kenji the surprise I need him to help me with. I don't know, man. What's in it for me? Why don't we just call it even for when I gave you money for pizza? I told you I'd pay you back, man. Look, can you do it or not? Sure, I'll do it. This guy's gotta stick together. Yeah, thanks. I hang up. I don't mention who the surprise is for, because I'm pretty sure Kenji doesn't like women for whatever reason. Anyway, with that done, it's now time to start the next phase of the plan. By the time I'm almost done cooking, Yuri walks down. John, what is this? Waffles. They smell amazing. I scoop the waffles off the pan and place them onto plates. Yuri, you've been served. Thank you. Yuri reaches to grab a plate, but I intercept her. You know, in some countries, it's tradition to kiss the cook. And what country is that? Italy? Yuri gives me a quick stare before breaking into a smile. Very well then. She gives me a quick kiss and proceeds to grab her plate. You seem to have brightened up this morning. Of course! Today is a special day. That's not that special. I imitate her voice. It's not that special. Of course it's special. And we're going to celebrate. As someone who doesn't like to celebrate their birthday, I don't want to hear that. From no girlfriend or friend. Fuck birthdays. But, not your birthdays, but mine. I don't want to celebrate mine. I have a weird repulsion to it. I have found out. I once woke up and didn't know it was my birthday, but I was still in a worse mood than usually. I have this odd repulsion towards my birthday. What do you normally like to do on your birthday? Normally I spend them alone. Well, this is awkward. Anyway, I have some plans for today. And what are those? I wag my finger in front of Yuri. Nope, it's a surprise. Throughout our conversation, you and I have already finished breakfast. I'll take that for you. I grab the plates and place them in the sink. John, you can't ignore what happened yesterday. Where did that come from? What do you mean? You're acting all bouncy and cheery. It's a complete 180 to how you've been behaving this past week. I drop my cheery facade. I'm sorry. But believe me when I say I'm not depressed anymore. I want to move on. People who dwell in the past get left behind. So how about we get out of here and start your day? Okay. You and I find ourselves walking through downtown. Let's look at the first thing on our list. I pull out a slip of paper. A slit? A slip! Oh, fuck me. May I see? No, I told you it's a surprise. Now let's see. I hold the paper close to my face so Yuri can't see. It's blank. I never wrote my plans down on it. Alright then. I crumble the slip of paper and jam it into my pocket. Let's go this way. Alright, here we are. What is this place? It's a poetry slam! I hope you don't expect me to read in front of people. Don't worry, we're just here to enjoy ourselves. Sorry. It's dark in here with exception of spotlights shining on an area at the end of the room. Yuri takes a seat at an empty table. I'm going to grab us some drinks. Yuri nods in acknowledgement as I walk towards the bar. I rest my arm on the bar and wave over the bartender. What can I get for you? How about a menu? She hands me the menu and walks away. I read it over. What the hell is this? It's all just weird vegan meals and hipster drinks. Well, great for people who enjoy vegan meals and hipster drinks. What kind of godforsaken place is this? The poetry slam. I get the bartender's attention. These are some weird menu items, not necessarily. Like, I also am not a vegan or vegetarian. I do eat meat. I like eating meat. But I have tried some vegan meals and there is nothing wrong with them. They taste good, even. Yeah, we only do fully organic menu items here. We don't believe in consumption or ravaging dead animals to fuel our human bodies. And all of our drinks here are made with only fully organic and imported ingredients straight from South America. I stretch my neck over her shoulder and see a crate of avocados from Mexico. We only use ingredients found in the wild, untouched by the tyrannical hands of men. Are there actual people out there like... Actually, I've seen some pretty intense people that say some stupid shit that I thought would only, like, comically evil people would say. So you know what, there are probably also some that are a bit... dramatic in their way of speaking and also, like, share these beliefs. Well, okay then. In that case, I'll just have 2 waters. Whatever. The bartender rolls her eyes at me and unenthusiastically pours the drinks. Thank you. I arrive back at our table. Here you go. I place the glasses on the table. Yuri doesn't acknowledge me. She's entranced by the poet performing. I wouldn't exactly say this is my ideal hangout spot, but if Yuri is enjoying herself, then I'm happy as well. I listen to the poet on stage. He's some tall dude with thick rimmed glasses, torn jeans, and wavy hair. I stand there, lost in my thoughts. A butterfly watches me. I emerge from my cocoon and join the butterfly. And I fly. He takes a bow and the crowd erupts into snaps. I'm not a poet, but apparently talking in short bursts is what you're supposed to do when performing. You can do that. Depends on the poem you're writing. Depends on the structure you gave your poem. Depending on the structure, this works perfectly. Suddenly, another man walks onto the stage. He leans into the microphone. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to have a short intermission. He walks off and the room slowly begins to fill with people's conversations. I lean over to Yuri. This is pretty cool, huh? Yuri looks at me. This is rather extravagant. It reminds me of when we first shared our poems to each other. I'm glad you like it. I remember I used to be so nervous around you. Yeah. It really makes me happy to see you come out of your shell. I never would have thought my life would turn out like this. You appears to be reminiscing about her past. You mind if I ask you a question? Go ahead. What got you into writing exactly? That's a great question. I wouldn't say it was exactly one thing that got me into writing, but if I had to choose one, I would say the biggest influence was my mother. My mother was very adept in literature. She loved Shakespearean classics especially. When I was a little girl, she would always read to me. Whenever she went away on her business, I would read to myself. Whenever I did, it almost felt like she was still there, reading with me. Around the age of 11, I began writing my own short stories to share with my mom. Whenever she came home from a trip, I would immediately rush towards her. "Mommy, Mommy, look," is what I would tell her. "I wrote a story for you." And then my mom would make us each a cup of tea, and we would sit on the couch as I read her the story I wrote. When I look back on it, they weren't really that good, but yet they hold a lot of value to me. Yeah, agreeable. I have kept all of the stories I've written, except maybe those that I wrote when I was like 6 or something like that, sadly. But I have some from when I was 10, and I also wrote them in English. And good God, oh God! Like even my grammar, oh my God, that's just hellish. And the pacing. I must say I've definitely improved. I've actually decided to pick up some of the ideas I had because I think some of my ideas were actually quite good. It's just the writing sucked, and so I've decided to pick up some of them, and I've started to basically not rewrite them, but actually write them as proper stories and not just bursts of thought processes. Although there are actually some scenes from the old stories that I've like kept because they still part of the idea, just that I've actually haven't working on making a proper build-up to these scenes and make sure that the character development to that point makes sense. And the pacing isn't bullshit. And not to mention, I remember there were like a few scenes in that one story I wrote where they just like lost their arms, and it's never brought up again. It was just like a plot point to fill pages, but it was just like there for shock, and it didn't actually impact the story at all. Wow, that's really sweet. I never wrote mine to my parents though. It's nice to take a trip down memory lane. It's nice to take a trip down memory lane every once in a while. Thank you, John. For what? Because you're the first person to bring me that same feeling of joy I used to have with my mother. Yu looks back towards the stage. It warms my heart hearing that she would put me on the same level as her mother. And hearing about all the memories she has makes me want to protect her even more. I turn my attention back to the stage. It looks like they're preparing for the next performer. I peek next to the stage to catch a glimpse of who it is. I see a teen girl with emerald eyes and a large white bow in her hair. Oh no. Not the mischaracterized Monica. Oh shit. Yuri? Huh? Let's get out of here. We got more places to go. Probably. But we just got here. And what about the next performance? Don't worry about it. I grab her hand and we rush out of the club. Alright, let's continue on. We spent a few hours exploring downtown before returning back to my place. Yuri's getting ready for our next destination. I'm treating her to a fancy dinner. Yuri comes back down. Wow. You look beautiful. Doesn't she? Like, she looks beautiful, but maybe I didn't notice there was actually changing clothes and I didn't realize. Oh, okay. I'm wearing the same thing as I was earlier. I know. You just look beautiful no matter what. Yuri looks away shyly. Well, shall we? I hold my hand out for Yuri. Let's go. She places her delicate hand in mine and we take off. We take our seats at our booth. John, this is beautiful. It is a beautiful destination, certainly. Looking around, seeing all the rich people with their rich people clothes on, I feel a lot of place. I wonder if Dr. Langton's here. I probably look embarrassing right now. What do you mean? Everyone is dressed so classy here. Meanwhile, I just put on regular clothes. We stick out so much because of me, don't we? This seems to be really bothering her. I mean, I'm not really bothered by it. Yuri, listen. I've got a cough. It's really not a big deal. Nobody's staring at you. And if they are, it's most likely because they're shocked that such a beautiful person can exist. You don't really mean that. I do. Thank you, John. The waiter comes by and places menus before us. How are you two doing today? Great. Wonderful. May I start you off with any drinks? Well, I'll just have a water. He scribbles in his notepad before turning to Yuri. And for you, ma'am? Yes, I'll keep this voice. May I have some Cabernet? I raise my eyebrows. The waiter opens his mouth for a second, but closes it back up and writes the order. Yuri looks and acts fairly mature and older than she actually is, but I'm still surprised he didn't ask for an ID. Will that be all? Yeah. He walks off. I mean, she somehow got that wine in the club room. With the context that they're 18, yeah, makes sense, but I guess she's not 18 here, so I guess it's she just has easy access to it because she looks mature for her age? Wine? Only a little, if that's okay with you. Hey, it's your world, Yuri. I'm just living in it. Seeing her shyly giggle makes all the money this is going to cost me worth spending. Now don't go getting tipsy on me, alright? We still have other places to go than this. I won't, I promise. We pick up our menus. I nearly go into cardiac arrest. These prices are outrageous. I try hard not to show any facial expressions to Yuri. John, these prices are very high. I can help pay for. Don't worry about it, Yuri. You don't have to worry about money today. Thank you. The waiter returns, drinks in hand. Are you two ready to order? He pulls out his pen and slaps it against his notepad. Maybe I have the cooked salmon. Fine choice. Expensive choice. He turns to me. And for you, sir? Oof, all of these are so pricey. I'll have the fettuccine alfredo. I like pasta, plus it's a relatively cheap menu item. Is chicken okay, or do you want to upgrade to shrimp for a few more dollars? Who do I look like, Bill Gates? No, thank you. It's fine how it is. Of course. He takes our menus and heads off. Hopefully, Yuri doesn't catch on how nervous I am about paying for all of this. Then again, I only have myself to blame for picking this place. The waiter returns with our meals. Enjoy your food. I saw myself from accidentally saying you too as he walks off. I dig in. The pasta is amazing. The texture of the noodles is super smooth combined with the sauce. Together, they make a fantastically savory flavor. I can spot a few grill marks in the chicken beneath the white alfredo. It's cooked perfectly even, which only adds to the already great meal. Yuri starts to dig into her meal as well. Judging by her face, her food is just as good. I can smell the salmon from where I sit. The aroma coming from the plate makes me feel like I'm at a resort on a private island. Are you also getting a nostalgic feeling from this place? I crane my neck left and right. Growing up, my parents didn't really have a lot of money, so coming to a place like this was a very commodity. Not really. My family and I usually ate at home all the time. Very rarely would we go out, more or less, to somewhere as fancy as this. When I was a little girl, my mother and I would often go to places like this. She was a big fan of wine. So is that where you get it from? Perhaps. A large smile grows on my face. You have such a contagious laugh. I guess just listening to the music just brings me back. Also, just being here with someone I truly care about is very nice as well. My cheeks begin to turn the same shade as Yuri's half-eaten salmon. You don't have any fond memories of your parents? Fond memories. I subconsciously start to rub my chin. I remember one thing. I begin to chuckle to myself, recalling the memory. Is that so? Way back when my mom was in the kitchen cooking. And she had all these spices and ingredients sitting on the counter. Me, being the nosy 9-year-old I was getting in the way a lot. Eventually my mom got pretty annoyed and needed a way to get me out of the kitchen. Now my mother was a very creative lady, let me tell you. She pointed to a bottle and said, Sweet pea, can you hand me that? So I grabbed the brown bottle and all of a sudden a sweet aroma filled my little nostrils. The bottle smelled like I had walked into a bakery on an early Sunday morning. My mom looked at me and asked if I liked that smell. I nodded my head vigorously in response. With a sadistic grin, my mother looked at me and said, Why don't you take a sip? Why don't you take a sip? Me, being the naive 9-year-old I was, pressed the bottle against my lips, tilted my head and all the way back, and took a huge swig of whatever liquid was inside. What happened next? What happened next will shock you. As soon as that stuff touched my tongue, it felt like my mouth was rinsed out with perfume. I completely spit out what I drank on the floor and nearly threw up. Or maybe I did throw up, I don't really remember. All I remember was my mouth tasted like a car tire and my breath smelled like peppermint. I'm sorry, that's just extremely funny. So, perfume? I don't know if it's a good idea to let your kid drink perfume. My mom thought so too. Turns out the bottle was straight vanilla extract. Oh. Okay. I thought for a moment it was just perfume. And the reason why my mouth tasted like a perfume department was because vanilla extract contains about 40% alcohol. That must have been awful. It was. But I guess when I look back on it, it's actually a really nice memory of what my family used to be like. Yuri shifts her body and places her hand over mine. It's as warm and soft as always. It makes me wonder what kind of hand soap she uses. How about a toast? Okay. Yuri raises her carbonette and I follow with my water. Here's to the ones we hold in our arms. Here's to the ones we keep close to our heart. Here's to the ones I choose to live by. Together, till death do us part. That wasn't all the poetic toast, but I pay no attention as I watch Yuri's wine glass approach mine. And together our glasses collide. With a full stomach, I push my plate again aside and call for the waiter. He hands me the bill. Alright, let's see. I read the bill. If I was attached to a heart rate monitor, it'd be going off the charts. Is everything okay? Yeah. What, you think a little bit of money is going to put me down? I hand the waiter my card. Are you sure you don't want me to? I wave my hand up to signal to stop. It's perfectly fine. It's just money. The smile on your face, however, that's priceless. You sure know how to treat a lady, John. That depends on the lady, really. Just doing my boyfriend duties. No. The waiter hands me my card. Plus, you already know how I get my money. The waiter gives me an odd glance. Great, now he probably thinks I'm some sort of drug dealer. Is there anything else I can do for you? No, this was really great. You two enjoy evening. He walks off. Evening? I check my watch. I'm not wearing a watch. I check my phone. The sun will be setting soon. Alright. I clap my hands twice. Next destination. I drop my tip on the table and we take our leave. After our lunch, we decided to take a walk through the park. It's a nice afternoon, perfect for my last surprise. John, where are we going? Back to our special place. You were practically close. I like that place. I know. I think it'd be a great place to watch the sunset. That would be wonderful. I like this music. Here we are back at the clearing. Hopefully Kenshi went through with the favor asked of him. This is truly breathtaking. Yuri's off the distance already and captured by the scenery. With that, I sneak off behind some bushes. This is where Kenji planted the surprise. I come back to Yuri. Yuri? Yes? Turns around and freezes. Her mouth falls to the floor. I hope not literally. She doesn't utter a single word. In my hand is a baby cherry blossom. I had to pull a few strings to get it, but seeing the look on Yuri's face tells me that it was all well worth it. You can't have a birthday without a birthday present. I slid over the tree into the ground. How did you... I know some people. She continues to stare at the baby Sakura. I don't know what to say. Hold that thought. I went back over to the bushes. There's also 2 shovels laying on the ground. I picked them both up and returned to Yuri and the baby tree. Would you like to plant it with me? Yuri stares dumbfounded. Oh, you probably don't want to get your outfit dirty. Yuri grabs one of the shovels. For a second she stares deeply into my eyes before pulling the shovel out of my hand. I would love to. Well, that's a cute little Sakura. We didn't get to see the sunset, but we did plant our tree. We stepped back to admire our work. Well, I did most of the work, but I won't say anything to Yuri. There it is. I don't know what to say, John. You have really outdone yourself. This is without a doubt the best moment of my life. And it's all thanks to you. Don't mention it. I'd give you the world if I could. But I can't, so I guess we'll settle on a tree. We share a small laugh. A laugh that warms my heart. Yuri stares fixedly on the cherry blossom. Should we give it a name? A name? Well, we planned it together. That's kind of like our child in a way. We'll take care of it. Watch it grow. I'm not good with names. How about... Oh, fuck me! Please enter a name for your tree. Let's call it Lilly. For like the reference to Yuri's name. I thought about Lena for a second, but I think it would be cute also to call it Lilly. How about Lilly? I like that name. Then I guess that's its name. We stand there for a while, enjoying each other's silence. It's not an awkward silence. It's rather relaxing, actually. You and I simply being in one another's presence. Even with the sky full of stars, I prefer to stare into her eyes. A cold breeze blows through, reminding us how late it has gotten. Are you ready to go? Not really, but I know it's probably better to leave before it gets later, rather than it already is. I intertwine my hand with hers and we walk home. After a long day, I shower and head to bed. I flop down onto my mattress. What a day. I hear the water in the guest bathroom turn off. I flash back to the events of today. It couldn't have been more perfect. It's a shame school starts back up in a few days. I grab my calendar. Next Friday marks the Winter Festival. The school likes to welcome people back from the holidays with a festival. It's a way to ease back into the school life after vacation. Even more so, however, it's also a way for clubs to recruit members for the spring semester. Clubs. I remember the club that started this all. Monica and the Literature Club. Before I continue to soak in my memories, my door gently opens. Hello, John. It's Yuri. Thank you for today. You're very welcome. I'm still laying on my back, so my words are spoken to the ceiling. Yuri takes a seat on the bed. This day was really special. I'm glad. Oh, there's one more thing. Huh? I get up and open my drawer. I pull out a sheet of paper. I wrote this after yesterday. It's, thank you. I hand Yuri the paper. I then lay back down onto the bed. She stares a bit dumbfounded at me before turning to the paper. Lost in the dark. Concrete surrounds me on every side, every direction is... Wait a second. Concrete surrounds me on every side, every direction is nothing but pitch black. I cannot see what is inches in front of me. I'm lost. Which way is up? Which is down? Forward? Back? This tunnel of darkness consumes me. I only hear the light footsteps atop the gravel. I move slowly forward as if I'm chained to weights, dragging my feet as the gravel beneath kicks up. As I move, the chains grow heavier and heavier. My head feels heavy. The fear of the abyss eats at me. My legs buckle and I collapse onto my hands and knees. The small pebbles in the gravel stab into my palms. I begin to lose hope and I give in to the darkness. Suddenly I'm blinded, not by dark, but a bright light. A glowing light piercing my retinas in this endless tunnel. In the center of that light is a girl. She takes a step, she takes another, and another, until she stands above me. I stare at her in disbelief as she holds out her hand. I reach for her. The moment my skin makes contact with hers, I'm transported out of the darkness. I can see, hear, feel. The girl stands beside me. Her hair flows in the wind. She's an angel. She's like an angel who fell from heaven only for our paths to interlock in the dark, and together we can live in the light. Okay. I mean, the meaning's pretty simple, but... I actually feel like the structure was better in some of his other poems. Like this Mr. Fingers, I think, was one. I feel like it actually was a bit better structured. Well, whatever. Not thinking about structure, I'm pretty sure you will just love the meaning. I watch your eyes glide left and right, following the words. Eventually stops, yet continues to stare at the page. Is this really how you feel? I continue to talk to the ceiling. I realize something, Yuri. All my life I've been running away from my problems. I've been pretending they're not there, bottling them up. And they were slowly eating away at me. I was lost. I couldn't find my way out of the darkness I put myself into. I looked straight into her lavender eyes. But you were my light. You were the light that guided me. You painted the colors after the world had left me grey. I don't really know how to explain it. Love, maybe. I don't even know what that word means, if I'm being honest. But that's just how I feel. I want to be with you, Yuri. I want to spend all the time we have on this earth with you. I can't imagine being with anyone else, no matter how long or how short it is. Even if we were gone tomorrow, at least I'd be happy knowing that I had met you. Because you are single-handedly the best thing to ever happen to me. So thank you. Thank you for being who you are. So yeah, That's what I think. She looks at me as if I'm an old friend she hasn't seen in years. Her eyes glow in the dim lighting of my room. She stares at me speechless. It's a bit awkward, but I don't dare break the silence either. I just hold her gaze within mine. Time stands still. It's as if my room is a single room floating in space. Only Yuri and me occupying it with no one else to intrude. Yuri moves over me. Wait, what's happening? John, you have no idea what your words mean to me. Well, it's just how I feel. Yuri hangs over me with a temptationous glare. Our breaths are heavy. I look at Yuri as if to confirm what's happening. I want to do this. Okay. Yuri leans down and her lips meet mine. I've never done this before. The nervousness from when I first met Yuri is back. We're both sweating as if we're both at a loss as what to say, as to what to do. I feel my heart bursting out of my chest. Yuri speaks softly. Neither have I.